Hey guys, it's me, your boy Beyond Tricks, and I've been meaning to say that from such a long time. And today I'm back with another Rubik's Cube tutorial video. Well, yeah, as you can see, I have a 4x4 in my hands right now, so yeah. I'm sorry guys, I haven't posted something in like 2 weeks or so. I was kind of busy, so I couldn't post anything, but now that I'm actually learning something new, I'm also going to teach you guys that. Okay, I'm stumbling a lot. Yeah, so I'm also going to teach you that, which is the CFOP method for the 3x3. Yep, I'm just, yeah, don't mind the unshuffling. And also the Yao method for the 4x4, okay? Oh yeah, and if you haven't seen my other videos, I've made a video on the Pyramix, a video on the 2x2, a video on the 3x3 as well. So I'll send them in the links in the description, and you can see them right up here popping. So yeah, and I'm also going to soon make a 5x5 video here. Okay, so stay tuned for that. So without further ado and wasting any of my time, let's just get started. Let's just shuffle this. Okay, looks pretty shuffled to me. Actually, just do this and this. Yeah, okay, now it looks pretty shuffled to me. Now the first step is actually making the centers here, which is known as the white center and the yellow center. Okay, so what you want to do is actually make a white bar like this. Luckily we already have one, but if you don't have one, then don't worry. First find a piece like this which is in this center area, and find another piece like that. If they both are on the same slices, these are known as slices here, the ones that I'm moving, you can just turn this down like that and turn this white piece towards it, and you've made a bar. Okay, now if you put the bar like that, you'll destroy this. Okay, so you don't want to do that. You can just flip this bottom part here, and then flip this down, and now you've got your white center. Alright, so now we actually have to make ourselves a yellow center, which is right above the white. So we already have a bar right here. Let's just shift it up. But when we shift it up, as you can see, a white is actually being seen here. So what you want to do is just flip this top part twice, move this down, and the white is back where it is, and the yellow is on the top. Now we want to make another bar like the same way we did with the white. Okay, now what you want to do is actually keep the bar underneath the already made bar on the correct spot, because if you'll move it up on this spot here, then there's no place for the white to actually go. So that's why you have to keep it underneath this solved part here. So you have to just replace it with that, then U2, and then replace it back. Then you've got a yellow center and a white center. Okay, the next thing now you want to do is make the rest of the centers. Okay, this is the beginner method, so that's why I'm telling you to make the rest of the centers. Otherwise, in the Yao method, you make the edges, the centers, and then connect them all together. Okay, but we'll do that soon. So now, as you can see, we have a bar right here. You actually want to follow this method, as you can see up on the screen right here, which is B, O, G, and R. So first we have to do the blue side. So we can just put them like that, twist this down on the side, match these pairs up. Okay, so as you can see, we actually have diagonal, which we don't actually want. So what we can do is just swipe this away, lift this up, and then put this back together. Then you can just lift this up and put them back together. Now you've made yourself a blue center. Okay, now we're just going to make a, you can say, white side, orange, sorry, orange center. Sorry guys, I'm stumbling a lot. It's been a long time since I did this, so yeah. You want to keep your white side on your left and the yellow side on your right. Then you can actually know what the pattern goes. So blue, orange, green, and red. So orange is right here. That means we have one piece here, one piece here. Put this like that on the upper area, and then match these together. This back down. You have to remember that the blue side actually has to stay the same while making the orange. So just like we did with the yellow, replace it with a soft piece, and then twist this twice and put this back together. Now we have a blue and orange center done. So opposite of blue comes green, so we'll just have to solve the green part. And now you can actually see right here, we actually have two bars of red and green. So, but we also actually have two diagonal pieces here. So what you want to do is actually just bring one piece away from the diagonal, bring a unsolved, like a single piece, and then bring this back up, and then turn it, replace it just like we did with the others, and there you go. Your fourth center automatically solves, so don't worry about that. Now as you can see, we have blue, orange, green, and red on the correct positions. So yeah, now let's actually get to the edge pairing part. So there are actually two methods of edge pairing, which is the Yao method and the beginner's method, but there's also something called the 3-2-3 edge pairing method. I'll just send the link down in the description below. I actually don't know the 3-2-3 edge pairing, so I'm just going to teach you the beginner. The link that I'll send is going to be of another YouTuber, so I'm sorry about that. Yeah. So what you want to do is, for example, if we have a piece up here on this line, then you can just do this, which is bring right up, or R, then U prime, and then R prime. And let me just repeat that for you. Just bring the right side up, bring that piece to that right side, and then bring this back down. Now you have to search for the other blue, which is right here, and yeah. So you want to bring this blue down, you have to do the same thing, and there you go. Now both blues are on different slices, okay? They actually have to be on different slices, otherwise they won't be able to pair up with each other. So just move one of the slices and pair them together. Then what you have to do is just, as you can see on the top part, we have lots of unsolved edges, so you have to replace them with the unsolved ones. There you go. That's, as you can see now, this is unsolved. You can just pair it up with the white. Okay, that's paired up. Now we have a white green right here. Let's just automatically bring this down. There we go. Now we have to make an orange, so yep, orange, and let's just pair this together. Here you go. Now the red piece, red goes here and goes here. Actually, don't mind what I just did there. I'm kind of an expert on how to do this, so that's just, I did it on the bottom side. What I actually just did was the same algorithm, but on the bottom side part. Okay, so you might get a case here where both of the edge pieces are on the same slice. So what you want to do is follow this very short algorithm, which goes like this. So it's R, U, R prime, and then F, R prime, and then F prime, and then R. Then as you can see, this piece gets to be shifted to the upper slice, and then now we can pair these together. Put this back up, and we can just pair it like this. Okay, now we've made our white cross. It's not necessary to make the white cross, but if you want to, you can. It doesn't really matter. Okay, now you can just do the same thing with the rest of the edges. Let's do it right here. Okay, so if you get something like this, that you have one edge already solved, but all of them have, like, you have an unsolved piece here, but they're surrounded with solved edges, then what you can do is just replace that piece. Like, for example, we have this red and yellow, and we have this red, yellow and green. You can just put this up, and you just replaced it and put it on that unsolved edge. Alright, so now once you've actually done doing all of your edges on the bottom and the top side, then comes the middle layer, the middle two layers, where you actually have to do your other four edges. Okay, this might be tricky, so you can try what I'm going to do here, which is first we have to find our other pieces. I'm going to bring this back up and then put this down like that, and yeah, now as you can see we have an orange and blue paired up, so we can just do the flipping algorithm and then pair these up. Now as you can see, when we pair these up, there are no empty or unsolved edges on the top and on the bottom. So what we can do here is we can just bring an unsolved edge from the back or any other place, and then just replace it like this, and you have your piece already there. Okay, but sometimes your pieces might break and you might get frustrated by doing that thing again and again, because sometimes there are possibilities of it actually like going to be solved, and some are like kind of hard to get. So I actually figured out a method on the way you can actually get like your edges solved. For example, okay, now we have, let me just break this. Okay, and let me, sorry about that. Okay, so now once we're on the four edges here, what you can do is you can first see that which piece belongs where. So here's an orange and green, so we can't replace any of the solved sides with these two slices, so we can just replace it with the back ones right here. Now once you have your unsolved edge here, you can just pair these and then pair them back together. But that piece where we replaced like the unsolved piece and the solved piece that was here, and when we break it and we restore it, it actually comes back to the same piece it was. So yeah, you don't want to worry about that. Okay, you can just do the same thing that I just did there. So yeah, so this part might actually be tricky, which is like when you want to replace one of your sides, you can just replace it like that, and then you already notice that you already have a solved side with an unsolved one. So what you can do is just replace that like this, and then now we come to our last two edges. So for our last two edges, what you need to do is first you have to put both of them on the same edges, on the same slices. So go R prime, and then F, then R prime, F prime, R. There we go. Now that's done. Now what you want to do next is just move this top slice and then turn to the left side, or wherever side you actually put it on. I would prefer the left side, and then just do the flipping algorithm. There we go. And put this back together, and these two are solved. Okay, now if you don't know how to solve a 3x3, you can see the link right here or in the description down below. But if you already know how to do it, then this part might be easy for you, because now you have to start solving it like a 3x3. But don't worry, I'll also tell you how you can solve it. So first of all, you actually have to make the white cross, which we did when we were pairing the edges. And so then the next piece, then the next part is, sorry if I'm stammering, then the next part is that you have to solve these corner pieces. So what you have to do is use this algorithm, R apostrophe, and you have to see if the corner piece is actually with the corresponding colors: red, red, blue, blue, white, and white. Okay, so just repeat that algorithm again. There we go. Now we have that. Keep doing that algorithm until you actually find yourself a small T and your white side solved. Okay, now what you can do is just now start solving the edges. So you have to see a corresponding edge, red and blue. So red and blue right here. What you can do is move this to the side, or you can say U apostrophe, U prime, then R L prime, U L, then U once again, turn to the left side, and then R U prime, R prime. Okay, that's one done. Now we have to remove the others. Do the same to the others. Okay, now. So you might get a case here where you've already found a edge piece, but it's on the wrong space. So what you can do is just grab your like unsolved edge, or you can say the yellow and blue edge, and just replace it in with that with the same algorithm. And as you can see, the green and red is already outside. So let's do it for the left side. And for the right side, the algorithm actually goes like this. So it's U, R, U prime, R prime, then U again, and then L prime, then U, and then L prime. There we go. Now you might get cases where you can see there's one, right now you have the shape I, the shape T, like it's kind of like this. This is the T shape. Yeah, it's a T shape. And or otherwise you can get the yellow cross, which is kind of like a dot or two of these, or an L shape, or the whole cross. Okay, so if you get something like this, or if you get the I piece like this, then that means you have an OLL parity. Okay, OLL parities are kind of like suck because they come in 50% of solves. So yeah, let's just do what we do here. So as you can see, I just align these pairs up. I just align these edges. If you don't know how to do that, then I'll just do it for you. Okay, so as you can see, we have 3 of these unsolved edges here and 1 solved edge matching the piece or center. And what you have to do is follow this algorithm, which is R, U, R prime, U, R, then U2, R prime, and then U. Okay, that would pair all of these up. But if you have something like this, where the unsolved pieces are actually diagonally across like this, then you have to follow this algorithm, which extends a little bit more. So R, U, R apostrophe U, R U2, R apostrophe, then U2 again, turn to the right side, and then R U. Do the same algorithm, and yeah, now you've paired up your edges. So then second last step is that you actually have to solve these corners, align the corners, and then solve them. So what you have to do here is see if you have any solvable corners or solved corners. There aren't any, then you can just do what I do here. U, R, U prime, L prime, then U, R prime, U prime, L. Okay, see if you have any, then solved. There's one solved here, the rest of them are unsolved. Keep this solved one in front of you, and then do what I do here. U, R, U prime, L prime. Now repeat the same step again. Then U, R prime, U prime, L. Now we have the solved ones, and we can just flip this and then use that RU, R apostrophe U apostrophe algorithm, which goes like this. Okay, and now when you get to your completed stage where everything else is solved but you have your parity, you have to follow very carefully to what I do here. Okay, so you can also see the algorithms up here. Let's actually begin it. So the middle wedge goes down once, which is the small r, R prime, the small R prime, and then U2, L, small l, and then F2. Replace that piece back again, and then F2. Now we have to do small r 2 times up, U2, then small r again up, then U2, small r prime down, U2. Then now we have like a line here, a white center piece there. So what we have to do is F, align that, and there we go. So now you have your solved cube, but there are also some cases which I want to discuss with you, which is something like this. Okay, and let me just do this right here very quickly. Okay, so you might actually get something like this when you're solving your corners and you see that there's a red, blue, and yellow piece on a red, green, and yellow piece, and a red, green, yellow piece on a red, blue, yellow piece, which means that these two corners have actually switched places with each other. Sorry guys about that. So what I was going to say was that if you have the two corners flipped right here, and then what you have to do is the PLL parity algorithm, which is also used for the corner piece algorithm. Like for the corner piece, if it's like twisted or flipped, then you have to do is the right wedge goes up twice, okay, then U2, then the right wedge goes up twice again, then small u, which means including this piece here, U2, and then this goes up again, and then U2. Alright, so once you're done using that algorithm, you might see that the edge pieces on the right and left have like switch places, so you have to do your aligning algorithm. Okay, and okay, let's just realign this. And fix these. Alright, so now I have solved the 4x4 Rubik's Cube for you guys, and I hope you also know how to solve it. All of the timestamps will be down in the description below if you haven't understood anything. I'll be making a separate OLL and PLL parody video, okay? So, yeah. Just like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell icon so you won't miss out on any of my future videos. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time.